This week's Parshas Mikeitz, and it's also Shabbos Chanuka. And obviously you can tell I don't have the normal background that I normally have. That's because I'm in Israel. Unfortunately, my mother-in-law's not well, and we wish her a refuah shlema, and I'll dedicate today's Devar Torah for a refuah shlema for Boria Bas Chana. And the question is, like usually, not always, but usually, Parshas Mikeitz falls out Shabbos Chanuka, and Rabbi Ephraim Mervis shares an idea which he says in the name of Rav Naftali Ropshis, who was a Hasidic master of the 18th century, and he found an allusion. There are a few to Parshas Mikeitz and Chanuka, and he speaks specifically about the time when Yosef was hosting his brothers, and they didn't know his true identity, and they gave him gifts. And in Bereshis, Perek Mem Gimel Pasuk Lamed Daled, it says, Vaterev Mas'as Binyomin Mimas'os Kulam Chomesh Yodos. And Yosef gave Binyomin 5 portions. And the word Yod is strange using that in the context of portions. Now, the Rav Naftali says that the word Yad is used 5 times in the prayer of Al-Hanissim, and he connects the 5 times that they are used. And we thank Hashem, we say, Masata Giborim Biyad Chaloshim. Hashem, thank you for delivering the mighty into the hands of the weak, V'rabim Biyad Ma'atim, and the many into the hands of the few, U'tameim Biyad Tahurim, and the impure in the hands of those who are pure, Rasha'im Biyad Sadikim, and the evil into the hands of the righteous, V'zeidim Biyad Oskei Sarasecha, and those who are arrogant into the hands of those who engage in the study of Torah. Now, what's very, very intriguing is that all these 4 out of 5 things are complete opposites. You know, the many into the hands of the few, the impure into the hands of the pure. But what is the arrogant and into the hands of those who study Torah? What on earth does that mean? How can those two be opposites? It seems quite strange. But in fact, what Rav Tali says is that actually the arrogant and those who study Torah are exact opposites, because a person who's arrogant and they think they know it all is a person who cannot successfully engage with learning Torah. In fact, we know that Moshe Rabbeinu was the most humble person, and I believe he was the most engaged. He knew Hashem in the most closest way, and he was known as Onov Mikol Odom. He was more humble than anybody. Hanukkah is, of course, a time of great celebration where we've got the idea that the Maccabees overcame the mighty Greek army and over the Hellenist culture. But during Hanukkah, we also need to think and realize that a prerequisite to learning Torah is we have to have humility. We have to realize that Hashem gave us through these chamesh yodos, these five times it says yad in the Al-Hanissim prayer, that Hashem gave us through all of these things. Hashem gave us the salvation, and the most important message, a secret message hiding there in the fact that Yosef gave his brother Binyomin 5 extra portions, the yad in the Al-Hanissim, is that in order for a person to grow and to increase their connection to and knowledge of Torah, a person has to be humble, and there's no place for arrogance, and we all need that touch of humility. I wish everybody a very good Shabbos and a very happy Chanukah.